Hey, everybody. It is Kristen Binford coming to you live today on the topic of your business website, your wedding venues website. So, if you are watching this live, go ahead and comment hashtag live in the comments below. If you are watching this later, go ahead and comment hashtag replay. It's always helpful to know who has seen a specific topic and who hasn't. So, guys, now I'm really excited to serve you with this topic today as part of our mini training series here in the group. And here's why. Insider secret. Are you leaning in? No. Bad mom jokes are like part of my love language. My coaching clients know that. But seriously, guys, insider secret, your website is either your best sales tool or it's your biggest missed opportunity. It really is. And there are so many times that I see people posting or trying to post questions in the group about which website platform did you use and how did you build a website and who did you choose to build your website for you? It's a topic that comes up a lot in the group because so many of you are, number one, not web developers. Number two, you recognize that it's an important part of your business and you have questions about it. And number three, you know that because of the way couples shop today, it's kind of the front door to your business. You may own a big, beautiful building that actually has a front door, but your website and your online presence is really the front door that you have the opportunity to attract and repel couples with if you're doing it correctly. So now, all right, I've got some notes here just so I don't miss anything today. So, number one, if you own a wedding venue or you're opening a wedding venue, like I need a website, right? That's probably baseline here for this conversation. If you have built your own website or you had someone build it for you, this is probably what that looked like. You probably looked at some competitors, both in your market, maybe outside of your market. Maybe you looked at hundreds of websites, who knows? But you looked at some of the competition. You picked out things that you liked as you were kind of browsing through websites. You're like, oh, that's cool and that's neat. I like this, right? So you picked out things that you liked. And then you tried to maybe emulate what you thought someone else was doing that was successful. I see that a lot of times too. And what that's created in the industry is a whole lot of websites that look pretty, but strategically are leaving a lot of opportunity on the table. And we're going to talk about that some today. Okay. So now, what I'm going to share today is going to be relevant whether you have paid an agency to build a website for you, whether you have built it yourself, or whether you're considering one of those two paths. It's relevant either way. Okay, so if any of this sounds like you, guys, the honest truth is you're probably leaving thousands and thousands of dollars of opportunity on the table every single month. I'm going to say that again. If any of that sounds like you, I've looked around the internet, I picked out things that I liked. I looked at lots of websites. I looked at my competition. I just had somebody built it where I built it based on what I could find that I liked and I found around the internet. Okay. If that sounds like you, you're leaving thousands of dollars a month likely on the table. Okay. Now, I also want to set the expectation that while write this down, big, circle it on your paper, distinction from this video. While your website is your best sales tool or it's your biggest missed opportunity, it's one of those two things. Very rarely is it anywhere in between. While it's one of those two things, your website is simply the output of some very important decisions in your business. So, if you have tried to emulate someone else's website who you think is being successful, including mine, I'm going to tell you that if you haven't gone through the process to make these important decisions in your business, you are still leaving thousands of dollars on the table. And time and time and time and time again, my coaching clients would tell you the same thing. Your website is, think of it this way, guys. It's the visual representation of many really important decisions in your business. It's not just a website. When you really start to get your head around that, when you really recognize what this can be and what it can do for you, but to do that, you have to make some really critical decisions, and many of them before you get to that point, you recognize, oh, this is why I'm leaving all this opportunity on the table because I just copied somebody else. And you don't know if they made good decisions or bad decisions. Their business may be completely different than yours. The market may be completely different than yours. Their ideal client may be completely different than yours. That's why imitating someone else without a proven strategy and without an approach behind it is just a missed opportunity. It just is. So, excuse me. One of the questions that comes up here a lot in the group, a lot, is like, what platform should I use? Great question. That doesn't matter very much. There's lots of decent platforms out there for building a website. Some of the ones that you'll hear are Wix and Weebly and Squarespace and Showit and WordPress. Now, just real briefly, I'll give you a couple of perspectives on those. You should know that I worked, for 13 or 14 years in corporate marketing before I went full time into venue ownership. And part of that time, I worked for an agency that built websites for major national brands. Now, I didn't, that wasn't my role on the team, but this is like my zone of genius, guys. So if you have a developer who is wanting to build something in WordPress, or you're trying to build something in WordPress, it's a fantastic platform for professional developers. A fantastic platform for professional developers. It is not meant to be used by small business owners. And no matter how big your venue is in the world of websites, you are still a small business owner. Okay. So WordPress does not give you very much flexibility. If you are building, or more importantly, if someone is building for you a site built in WordPress, you are going to have far less flexibility than one day you will desire. Time and time again, I have coaching clients come to me with sites built in WordPress from a developer. There's a lot of risk to working with one developer. What if they win the lottery? What if they quit answering their phone? Where is your website hosted? How is your email integrated into your site in a way that makes it harder to switch platforms or people in the future? There's a lot of great things about WordPress. It can do anything, but it is not built to do anything off the shelf, right? It's a complex professional platform. Showit is one that is really favored by a lot of wedding photographers. So if you find a really pretty website in the wedding industry, there's a decent chance that it's Showit. Now, I will give it to Showit that Showit can do a lot of things. It is very design friendly for someone who is a designer. That is strategically different than, let me say it this way. Pretty does not equal effective, right? So be careful if you're considering hiring a pro to build a website for you. Pretty does not equal effective, okay? So the risk of Showit websites or working with a Showit designer is it might look really good. It might look really good, but is it strategically built to do what you need it to do? Okay, right? To serve your ideal client. To answer their most important questions, to pre-qualify them before they come for a tour, etc. Okay. The other three that I mentioned, Wix and Weebly and Squarespace, are all really built for small business owners to be able to DIY their website. Now, DIY is a dangerous term. Here's the thing. I teach venue owners all the time how to build beautiful, effective websites on platforms that cost them like $20 a month. So it doesn't have to be expensive, right, to be effective and to be beautiful. But if it's just beautiful, it's not enough. If it's just beautiful, you are leaving opportunity on the table every single month. Okay. So there's pros and cons to each of those platforms. I'm not going to get into all the technical about that today. I have some strong opinions about it, but just know those three are really built for DIYing, or yeah, they're just more approachable, right? They're drag and drop, they're insert a text box kind of thing. Yeah, I could go off on a tangent about the differences between the three, but that's probably what you need to know for today. So now, also, I just want to set the expectation, guys. Good photos are a basic necessity in this industry. A basic necessity. The number of times I've talked to folks and they're like, yeah, we're working with a new web developer and we know we need a new site. And I'm like, okay, cool. What strategically, like, what is your approach that's changing on your site that's going to be more effective? And pretty universally, what I hear is like, oh, we're going to have better pictures. That's great. You really do need great pictures because that helps set the stage for your couples to understand and imagine their wedding day in your space. And pictures are nowhere near enough. They're just not. Okay. So good photos are the basics. Now, If your website is set up and designed to sell for you, if your website is doing its job, it's speaking to the hearts of your ideal couples, it's helping them understand why you're the best fit for them, it's pre-qualifying them before they come out for a tour, and your tour to booking ratio should be north of 50%. It should be. Now, are there reasons it could be less than 50%? Probably, sure. But north of 50, 60, 70, 80%, certain times of the year, we're in the 80 to 90% range. That means your website is set up and designed to sell for you. But, and it's a huge but, and I'm just going to say it again, guys, your website is a collection of decisions that are put together in a strategic way to serve who is your ideal client. So if I ask you questions like, who is your ideal client? How are you serving them? What are the decisions that you have made to help them understand that you are the best fit for them, and that you are taking you are taking advantage of opportunity that exists in the marketplace so that you're positioned correctly and your couples actually understand your value. That is a snapshot, a really brief overview of like what has to happen before you build a website. Because otherwise, you're just copying somebody else's website out there, putting some pretty pictures online, and hoping your phone rings. And guys, hoping and wishing in this business is expensive. It's expensive. The other thing that's expensive is paid advertising to a website that's not set up and designed to sell for you, right? So getting your website correct starts with decision making in your business about about all the things I've already said. I'm not going to recap them again. But getting that right then means, how do we advertise to our couples correctly? So guys, I just want to set the stage. If you are getting pitched, and I'm a venue owner too. For any of you who don't know, I'm a venue owner too. If you are seeing all the pitches about like, this is how you book 1,000 weddings a year, and this is how, right? Read those pitches. It's all about how do you advertise? How do you advertise? How do you advertise, right? And the downstream of advertising. What we do in the Venue Accelerator and why it's so effective, and why so many people in this group and around the internet have said, I wish I would have booked a call with Kristen's team sooner. I wish I would have booked a call before we built our website. I wish we would have booked a call before we were rebuilding our website, because we just did it again and it was more effective when we did it strategically sound, based on these important decisions in your business, right? But the reason why so many people say that is because the approach I've taken in my own business that has paid off year after year. We've been in business for 8 years. We've done hundreds of weddings. We spend a little over $1,000 a year on paid advertising. So it's certainly not a paid advertising strategy that I'm pushing here, right? Like so many people are pushing at us. I teach venue owners, and I want to help you build your business around what the market needs and wants. And then I want to help you turn your website into the communication tool that clearly articulates to your ideal couples why you're the best fit for them. And then I want to show you how to advertise your business. But if you're just advertising your business, guys, it's like putting money in a bucket full of holes that all of the money is falling out the bottom for two reasons. One, paid advertising is expensive. It's a hope and wish strategy. Number two, in addition to what you spend on paid advertising, the couples who don't book because you're not positioned to best help them, and they don't understand why you're the best fit for them, they just fall out the bottom. So it's like you're putting $1,000 bills into the top of the bucket of paid advertising and letting $5,000 or $6,000 or $8,000 bills of couples who didn't book fall out the bottom. It's an expensive funnel, right? It's an expensive funnel. But if you figure out how to build your business and tighten up those holes and plug those holes in the bucket and do more so that you don't have to put as many leads into the top, guys. We don't even talk a ton about leads with my coaching clients. We talk about qualified folks who are booking tours. That's what we're talking about. I don't need 1,000 leads who aren't qualified, and neither do you. It's a vanity metric. It's a vanity metric. Okay. And if someone is simply requesting pricing, that's not a lead. That's someone who doesn't have basic information to understand about you and your business. And if you're hearing me say, oh, yeah, I should put pricing on my website, I'm going to tell you guys, it is so much more than just showing pricing on your website for your website to be effective. Okay. So, guys, like I said, this is what I teach in the Venue Accelerator. And I'm so passionate about it because I know what's possible. I cannot tell you how many times couples walk in on tours and they're like, Kristen, your website is the best website. And I'm like, thank you so much. We've worked really hard on it. And, and it's not just about what you can see from the outside looking in. So I just want to like say this with love and caution you. Please don't go look at my website and do your best to copy it, because that's not going to be effective. It's just not. You can only see what you can see from the outside looking in. And the decisions that I've made in my business towards my ideal couple may not be the right fit for you and your couple, right? So that is why I'm coaching venue owners through the process. And it is a process. Okay. So kristenbinford.com/accelerator, kristenbinford.com/accelerator is how you book a call with our team. Guys, book a call. I don't usually get like so amped up about this, but book a call before you build a website for your benefit. Even if we can't help you, we will point you in the direction of something better. But I cannot tell you how many venue owners I've coached who are like, I wish I would have booked a call sooner. I wish I would have booked a call before. I spent all my time and effort and energy and often thousands of dollars paying someone else to do this on a platform that keeps me stuck ongoing, or on a platform that's beautiful but not strategically sound. Okay. So kristenbinford.com/accelerator. Hashtag replay if you watched this later. Hashtag live if you're here with us now live. See you guys in a future video.